got some songs and some downloads going into today's read. The first song is Miyazaki by an artist named Gallant. I'll link it down below. And I obviously knew like the general vibe of the meaning of the word of gallant, but I wanted to Google it to just like get a specific message to come through. And what Google said was brave, heroic, and it is a charming man, attentive, and chivalrous to women. So that's the sort of energy that we are dealing with, okay? We are definitely going to be talking about a masculine energy who could perhaps have historically been operating in karmic energy and is now like seeing the light, that come to Jesus moment that I mentioned in yesterday's read. Or perhaps this is, if it's not somebody from your past, just somebody who is watching you and kind of in awe of you, and maybe rethinking some things that they've committed themselves to or ways of living, things of the sort, okay? So the song, Miyazaki, starts by saying suicide. All the heartbreak felt like suicide. So whether this is somebody from your past, like I said, and they're reflecting on how your relationship is no longer, or if this is somebody who has just experienced a great deal of unhappiness and uncertainty in their romantic relationships in the past, they are really deep in their feels, okay? And then they go on to say, you were right to point the finger at my guilty eyes, but tell me if you want me to put my pride aside and text to make it up to you. So this is somebody who, if this is somebody from your past, they could be considering going Lazarus and making a resurgence, which I feel like a lot of you are not really keen on. I feel that energy for sure. But this is the energy this person's in, okay? They are definitely feeling regretful if this is somebody that you've dealt with and they're wanting to make up their transgressions to you. Some of these things that they've done, I feel like really can't be made up to you. So I don't know how they'd go about doing that. But after that song came through, I was prepping the decks, and then I saw the King of Wands, Strength, Five of Pentacles, and Judgment, okay? So this is definitely somebody who's like, I'll put my pride to the side and I'll make it up to you because of where they're at right now, feeling locked out of God's kingdom, out of divinity, things of the sort. And then a second song by Gallant came through that is called Weight in Gold. And the line that was standing out in that song was, this gravity hurts when you know the truth. I'm pulling my weight in gold. Call me anxious, call me broke, but I can't lift this on my own. So somebody, again, if this is an individual from your past, is realizing that they fucked up. They are now on this path to ascension all by themselves, representative by like the weight in gold. They are trying to convert their earthly matter into heavenly matter through transmutation, through elevation, through ascension, and they're struggling and they're like, oh my God, I can't do this without my divine feminine, divine masculine. And they're calling out for you. They want you to be there to assist them in pulling them up from the clutches of the devil, essentially. And again, they know the truth, so it's hitting them like extra hard. They're like, not only am I alone, but I'm alone because of my own actions. And if this is somebody that's new to your life, I think that, again, they're kind of just reflecting on how they have allowed themselves to get in circumstances that have compromised them historically, and they're looking at you as like the one that will be different, like their end all be all. Like, I know that that is a divine being, and whatever I end up experiencing with them is going to be beneficial for me and them and the world as a whole, okay? And since Miyazaki, the first song, made me think of obviously Studio Ghibli, I Googled what Studio Ghibli meant because I have long since enjoyed Studio Ghibli, but I've never actually known. And it's, I believe, Libyan for hot winds, hot desert winds. So it made me think of the Winds of Change channeling transmission that I did previously, and then also like a sense of desperation, like sort of camel energy, 40 days, 40 nights in the desert, and you're just like absolutely terrified of what your fate is. I think that's how this individual is feeling. If this is somebody that you are not already acquainted with, I think they're feeling very isolated from the people that they once found comfort or association with. They are feeling like they are on this path alone. They're being blown in one direction, everybody else is going the other, and they're just hoping and praying for a positive change, okay? And then they wanted me to get a couple cards out of the Karmic deck. So when I was shuffling that up, we had Hearing Voices come out with the dentist / doctor card. So I think that's more so like hearing voices, doctor, you know? Satellite terrorism, which does also definitely relate to V2K, hearing voices. I'm hearing a bit of ringing already. So if you know, you know. If not, then maybe educate yourself because that is relevant. Hidden Practices, the Left-Hand Path came out. And then I undiagnosed. So the combination of hearing voices, doctor, and undiagnosed is really not positive, especially since the very first song was talking about suicide. The karmics in your life, or the people that were once in your life, are not faring too well without you, collective, and I want us all to like avoid celebrating that. We shouldn't be celebrating that. We want people to be healing. We want them to be improving. This isn't good. Okay, we didn't want this outcome, but they need to learn their lessons, and whatever that looks like for each individual person is their business. You know, our karma and our dharma is our business, their karma and their dharma is their business. And then the goddess Nemesis, or Fortuna, made an appearance. And then there's something about gremlins. Okay, so those are the downloads that we're working with. It's feeling pretty regretful, pretty remorseful, which goes in line with the readings we've been doing as of late. Got envy on the bottom of the soul's journey. Let's go in and get a vibe to see a bit more about this masculine, or maybe about you, collective. With love, light, and gratitude, I call upon you, ascended masters, archangels, ancestors, guardians, galactics, and guides, the highest white light and frequency of love, to assist me in channeling messages clearly and concisely for the highest good of my collective at this time. I'm also going to lovingly and adoringly call upon Saint Germain the Violet Flame to assist me in all worthy hearts the effortless and immediate task of transmuting any lower level energies, entities, and others seeking to influence us or Gaia at this moment in time. Thank you for blessings, thank you for protection, thank you for guidance, and thank you for connection. I'm also going to declare complete and immediate energetic sovereignty for myself as well as the collective. We're going to blind and block any and all remote viewers, psychics, spies, tarot readers, government officials, nosy exes, family members, friends, monitoring spirits, whomever may be seeking to infringe upon our energetic sovereignty. Because we are energetically sovereign beings, we shall act as such and we will be treated as such. And so it shall be. We are also going to repel any and all external energies that do not belong to us and are not for our highest good, while reclaiming our yummy divine sovereign essence so that we may continue to channel our highest selves and anchor our heaven on earth. Okay? Goodness gracious. Forgiveness and patience. Yes, we're staying on that line of woe is me. I fucked around. I found out. Now will you forgive me? And then relationships on the bottom of the deck, collective. Oh my goodness. Your masculine or your feminine is all up in my energy, and they're feeling needy, they're feeling desperate. And again, I'm not, the attitude I have is not to make fun of anybody, nor to downplay their emotions, because this is obviously a very, very sticky and heavy situation that somebody's finding themselves in. But I have the feeling, collective, that you tried probably more than the average individual would to assist this partner, friend, family member of yours to get on the right path. So now that they're finally like seeing the light, it's not as if we're just going to backtrack on our journey and, you know, fill them in on what they've missed. You know, self-esteem in reverse came out with imagination. I do get the feeling, for some of you, only take it if it resonates. Unfortunately, for some of you, there could have been magic done to this individual to make them mentally unstable, to play on their insecurities and their fears, and affect their solar. I'm feeling some solar stuff right now myself. This person has been chained to things previously. Forgiveness says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So, collective, yes, you are being asked to forgive. This doesn't mean that you need to allow somebody back in your life. That just means that you need to release the dense emotions associated with whatever experience you shared. Patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. For some of you, this means like you were patient, you waited, you helped somebody to try and get on the path, but now, like 3 months later, they're finally just opening their eyes for the first time, and divine's like, well, you had to have patience, right? For others of you, if this is somebody new, this speaks to the fact that you're going to have to forgive the experiences from your past and have patience for that new healing divine love to come in. Self-esteem could be representative of how you've operated in relationships in the past as well. You could have maybe sacrificed your morals, your integrity, your beliefs out of a possible codependent sort of narrative program you're running. And maybe that also included a degree of like future faking that you experienced, and there was a honk, 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 as well as allowing people to kind of like gaslight you and stuff. So I'm seeing, again, quite a great deal of regret, sadness, and remorse from somebody who no longer has the honor of being present in your life. And that's unfortunate, collective, it is. But I'm going to hope that, ooh, judgment. So much holy stuff going on. I'm going to hope that for the most part, this is going to be a story about whoever is coming into your life that has not done a number on your heart and your soul, okay? Bottoms of the deck, 3 of Swords. Okay, starting out strong. What do we have next? We've got an Empress. Yeah, somebody hurt an Empress. I heard destroyed. And it wasn't destroyed as in they genuinely destroyed you. I'm sure you were quite inconsolable at one point, collective, but somebody from your past, and it doesn't even need to be this person that you're exactly thinking about. I think that this speaks to a lot of dynamics that you've unfortunately had to deal with throughout your life. People have taken pride out of disempowering you. They're like thinking highly of themselves for being able to destroy you, which is very weird. It's very cluster B. Tower in reverse. Yeah, okay. So obviously, collective, there's been heartache, there's been pain, there's struggle. You've recovered. You are upright, okay? The tower's fallen. You've maybe been in therapy. You've done whatever you need to do to get your Ace of Pentacles, okay, your new beginning. You could have moved, you could have started new hobbies, you could have gotten a new job. Judgment is here in reverse because you've received, sorry, Justice is here in reverse because you've received your justice in your new beginning. However, there is some accountability that is required for these people who have not had theirs play out just yet. I got the feeling of them like skirting around and doing absolutely everything they possibly could to avoid being accountable for the wrongs they've done, the pain they've caused. And it's just like, well, yeah, collective, your karma is you getting a new beginning, but some people's karma is a bit deeper than that. And it's not necessarily our business, but let's see what Spirit wants us to know about this, okay? Spirit, can you give my collective some messages? The most relevant messages. I'm going to ask for Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron to shield me in the collective in 1,000 rings of holy lightning, 1,000 rings of holy fire, and 1,000 rings of holy alabaster. I'm going to initiate and invoke the maximum security protocol for myself as well as my collective. Thank you. Spirit, give us the most relevant messages within the frequency of love, please. That one's come out upright. 7 of Pentacles upright, feeling dissatisfied. Somebody's not happy with the crops they planted, who they planted those crops with. It's giving very much woe is me, honestly, collective. Look at that guy with his hands and his head on his shovel, and he's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have planted my seeds when there was frost forecasted, you know? It's just like, what did you expect? This could be somebody who doesn't want to be patient, who might not be wanting to do the appropriate work. That would definitely be implied with the fact that justice is required and not quite being actualized just yet. We had a Page of Pentacles on the fence and then the Fool in reverse. So somebody wants a new beginning, but they haven't put the work in, collective. That's what I'm seeing very, very clearly. And I'm seeing somebody with like a childlike approach to their relationships, even though they want to be seen as an emperor, regardless of their gender. This is somebody who will do things that maybe you've said make you uncomfortable, or they will overstep boundaries. They'll act in a very inappropriate manner, but then they try and downplay the severity of their infractions, or they try and, you know, act as if they didn't know better. It's just, It's very immature at the end of the day. We got a High Priestess here in reverse alongside a Four of Cups. So this person's not so happy with the cups they've chose, you know. I think what's important to note is this divine cup that's being offered is not going to be present forever, and I think it is no longer present. I think that's the High Priestess, you, regardless of your gender, who is no longer an option, and that's why you're in reverse, and that is why someone wants your forgiveness, because at one time when they had you offered, they didn't think that you were the best option. They thought that you were just like all the other cups, and lo and behold, you had like the divine nectar within you, and now they're like stuck with these 3 basic ass cups and no divine cup in sight. Though actually what they're saying is you're in sight. For some of you, this person, these people can't get their mind off of you, and I think that relates to hearing voices as well as undiagnosed. I think this person might be bordering on obsession, and not in a, I mean, no obsession is good obsession, but like in a very shadowy way, okay? 10 of Cups in reverse, because they had that 10 of Cups, or they saw the possibility for it, but they did not take it. 6 of Wands, Justice in reverse, 2 of Pentacles. They wanted to win. They wanted this false sense of superiority in something that was supposed to be balanced, okay? They threw off the balance of a divine partnership with their ego, with their need to be right, or well-known, or well-liked, or lusted after, whatever it is for your individual karmic, okay? They've all got very skewed priorities, we could say. And the 2 of Pentacles is here because balance has not been restored yet. Again, your balance is not somebody else suffering. Your balance, your justice, is you having a prosperous life, and that is occurring. However, their balance and their justice of repercussions for their actions is pending, I think. And maybe this person, these people are trying to ask for forgiveness in hopes of delaying or completely avoiding whatever sort of karmic judgment comes down upon them, because they think if they can win your favor, then they win the favor of the gods, and that's not how it works. Something they're wanting me to mention is Goddess Nemesis, who I mentioned in the beginning. Is someone who works with people who have been wronged repeatedly and are innocent. So I think that a good portion of the collective could very, very well benefit from working with her. It's energy that a lot of us unfortunately relate to. Spirit, can you give me a couple more messages for my collective at this moment in time, please? What do they need to know? The most relevant messages for my collective. Thank you. Who flipped? The Sun in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this is an individual who is a bit domineering, a bit power hungry, a bit controlling. And I say a bit to give this person a benefit of the doubt. I think for most of you, this is an individual who's extremely all of those things I just mentioned. This individual feels as if the sun has been ripped out of their sky. The divine essence, the angel's baby, is no longer accessible to them. If this person was trying to spy on you because they're obsessed with you, they're getting intentionally distorted messages through your guides, your ancestors, through trickster spirits. This person can't see what's going on in your life because they haven't taken accountability. They have not done the appropriate healing. They're wanting forgiveness without changed behavior. They're still acting from a very egoic place of being, and they are still very deluded in their thinking. And they are not patient. They are not patient. They are lonely, and they are needy, and they're looking for you to solve their issues, okay? And that's why they're saying, you know, like, I'll make it up to you. I can't carry all this weight. Yeah, because when you got Beelzebub chained to you by the neck, of course it's going to be tiring, you know? But collective, you're like, I'm good on that. Like, I've done my healing. I've exorcised my demons. I've developed the self-esteem and patience that you at one time weaponized. I think that, again, if you suffered from any sort of codependent sort of patterns from childhood, this person definitely took advantage of that. And that could be accentuated by the fact that you were maybe at one point a Queen of Wands in reverse to this individual. So that does say that you were absolutely a true pair. Twin flame, soulmate, soul contracts. However, I think that this more so speaks, and I'm going to get some clarification, to the fact that this individual had a penchant for third parties, and maybe they have, oh, interesting, they could have upset somebody. This came up in yesterday's reading as well. They could have upset somebody quite badly, and now both of them, everyone has got their eyes on you, collective, the sun, the one in the upright, that upstanding individual who offered healing at one time. Now you've got two people obsessed with you, okay? That's not fun. I don't like that for you. Please make sure that you've got your cleansing, clearing rituals like on 10, because you don't need both of these low-level individuals sending you energy. And even if they don't actually practice magic, just the act of them thinking negative thoughts about you is enough to cause some sort of influence, okay? So I'm going to go in with the Radiant Tarot, and we're going to get a bit of clarification on this Queen of Wands in reverse, because I want to see if this is you or if this is another individual that this King of Wands has lied to, quite possibly. This could be a mistress, this could be a wife, an ex-wife, this could even realistically be a practitioner or a mother. This is a fiery energy that King of Pentacles wanted to make an appearance. This is a fiery energy that is causing this individual to, oh my goodness, 10 of Swords, experience some form of justice, interestingly enough. This person met their match with this individual. I feel like they had their negativity mirrored back to them in an undeniable way, and now they're forced to look at how they treated you, because in comparison to how this Queen of Wands is treating them or has treated them, they're like, oh my god, like I was dealing with a literal cherubim. And it's like, yes, you were. Queen of Cups in reverse. This person could be emotionally manipulative, very deceptive, weaponized displays of emotion, or very, very cut off from their emotions. They could also, the two of these individuals, they could do magic together. They could do sex magic. They could also have group sex to energetically harvest from people. And they could just really overconsume, whether that be food, alcohol, substances. It's just people who insist on numbing themselves instead of dealing with their nonsense, okay? So this is definitely not you, collective. This Queen of Wands is not you. That's to say that just this individual that you were dealing with has someone else in their life that, again, is seen as a true pair, soul, family for sure. Whether they're romantically involved or not is really irrelevant in this case. But this person is putting someone through the ringer, and it makes me think back to that line, like all the heartbreak, it's like suicide. Like I think this person is, again, getting put through it by this individual who maybe at one time for some of you they thought was a better option. They were like, oh, this person's really sexy, or they're really fun, or they, you know, they wet my whistle. And collective is like, you know what? I see that from a mile away. Have fun. Wow, I just split the deck and there she is again. Have fun with your Queen of Wands in reverse. Like that's going to be a mirror that you don't like gazing into for very long, but people learn these lessons on their own, right? Let's go ahead. I don't feel like, honestly, I don't even feel like giving you any advice, collective. I feel like you know the situation. Just cleanse and clear. Do all the stuff you need to keep these weirdos out of your energy, because they need to get a hobby. But right now you're their hobby. So if you enjoyed this reading, thank you for being here. Please like, share, subscribe. If you want to come join us on Patreon, please do that. If you want to book me for personal, check it out down below. Love you lots. Go make some magic today.